Good evening, everyone. My name is Hainisha Malone. I am the Vice President of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, and we believe that we are the solution to the issues in our community. Our theme is Nothing With Us Without Us. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is sponsored by Fathers Who Care, which is a nonprofit organization located on the west side of Chicago within the West Garfield Park community. Again, everyone, my name is Hainisha Malone, and I am the Vice President of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is comprised of young people from our community whose focus and concern is youth leadership and a voice within the community to reduce senseless violence and illegal substance use. We invite people all over, especially young people, to come in and see what we are all about. Our show will be scheduled every Thursday at 7 p.m. Again, that is every Thursday at 7 p.m., although today is our last show for the year for the Youth Council, and starting next year, it's going to start with the Fathers Who Care show. We would like to encourage calls for people watching to leave their questions and comments at 312-738-1060. Again, that number is 312-738-1060. Our show can also be viewed online at www.cantv.org/live. Again, that website is www.cantv.org/live. I'm sorry for the background. This was not how it was supposed to be, so it's a little weird this week. So it's going to be like a black screen. It's going to go back and forth from me and my host on the cameras. I would like to introduce my guest for today, Mrs. Vernisha Jones, and she is the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. Thank you for being a guest on tonight's show.
Thank you as well.
Again, everyone, my name is Hainisha Malone, and I am the vice president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. You are watching a live interactive call-in television program brought to you on TNTV 21. During the next 25 minutes, we are going to discuss our Too Good for Violence programs. We invite our viewers watching to call in with their questions and comments at 312-738-1060. Again, that number is 312-738-1060. Our phone lines are now open. So today's topic again is Too Good for Violence programs, and now I have a few questions for you. We're going to start off with, who are you and what is your purpose for existing?
I am Vernisha Jones, and I feel like my purpose for existing is just to be a leader in a community and just to be a positive person. Mm-hmm. What about you?
I feel like my purpose is something I think I found it. I don't think I found it yet, though. I feel like I'm still young and I'm still, like, looking and stuff. I don't feel like I had enough experiences to say what my purpose is right now. But I like to make people feel, like, included in, like, things that go on or, like, in their community somewhere where they have to be and, like, given to people. So I think I would say that that's probably my purpose for existing. And then who am I? I don't know. I feel like that's a very broad question, and there's so many ways you can answer that. Like, oh, I am Hainisha Malone, but it's like, who is Hainisha Malone? So it's like I can't really answer, like, who am I? It's kind of weird. Okay, what is the Too Good for Violence program?
The Too Good for Violence program is basically the West Garfield Park Youth Council internship that we have going on. It's a 6-week internship program, aging from 16 to 24. On the West, it's for West Side residents only. It's a $125 weekly stipend where you come in, you learn about youth leadership, you learn about what's that called?
Oh, we learn about, like,
clerical work, clerical
like
work, just different office type of work. Mm-hmm. You get to meet all type of people that you would never thought you would be around.
Yeah.
And basically just being able to bring young people around so where they doing something positive and not just being in the streets, but still making some money while doing it.
Exactly. And it's like you learn the stuff that you would need for, like, when you get older, because, like, now it's like in school they don't really teach you about this stuff.
They don't.
So this, like, the opportunity to, like, learn about, like, credit, like, learn about budgeting, learn about how to make resumes and how to, like, go into an interview, how to, like, what questions you should follow up with, what you should do after the interview, and, like, stuff like that. And I feel like school don't really teach us that, and it's like we got to go out into the world and then we got to learn something else. But, like, we just spent, like, 12 years of our life, not even 18 years of our life in school, and y'all didn't even teach us, like, the basic stuff that we need to know.
The stuff you really need to know.
Yeah, like, they train you for college, but it's like college not for everybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, that's what that is. Okay. So, you mentioned youth leadership as a component. Can you expand on that more?
Youth leadership being a person that's taking charge, being somebody that people want to look up to, and just being a leader, basically being a leader, being somebody that people want to look up to, doing what you're supposed to do, where you guiding people in the right direction when they're looking at you and seeing what you're doing. You guiding them in the right direction, and it's something that they should be doing.
Mm-hmm. But what about when kids don't really want to listen, when they want to be like, oh, I'm grown, or they feel like, because like kids grow up too fast now.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes their parents aren't really parents to them. Their parents want to be their friends and stuff. So it's like they look at life as like, okay, my mom ain't gonna say nothing to me, so I'm not gonna let you say nothing to me. So I'm grown, I can do what I want to do. So like, what do you do in like situations like that when kids don't really listen to nobody else or nobody at all?
That's a broad question.
Because
it's like you never know. It all depends on the person that's dealing with that child.
And the approach and stuff like that.
The approach, it depends on if you got the patience to deal with a child, that you have to push a little bit more effort to try to get them to want to do right or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I feel like if it's, say for instance, it's like me dealing with my niece and my nephew, and your mama not letting you do what you want, but I'm trying to. I feel like, depending on how y'all relationship is, I have a say-so in my nieces and nephews' life, because that's just what type of bond we have.
Right.
And like you said, as far as it being a situation where you're dealing with a child where it's like they feel like can't nobody else tell them nothing because they only listen to their mama type stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all about the approach.
Yeah.
I feel like even if it's a child that don't listen to nobody but their mother, if you come to them a certain type of way and they feel comfortable around you, I feel like a child would turn around. Turn around and listen to what you at least what you got to say, even if they're not going to do exactly what you got to say. You'll be surprised. Some of the kids that you think are the hardest ones be the ones that listen the most.
Yeah.
It's just they have a different route they want to take to do what they going to do or whatever the case.
Yeah. Or they take when people say stuff to them, they take it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, is you telling me this because you telling me what to do, or is you telling me this because this finna benefit me, or you really trying to help me?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, once kids see that they aren't going in the right direction, then, like, they'll listen. Or it's like, if you talking to them and it's like, they like, oh, like, I actually see what she's saying, and then they get to the point where they like, oh, I'm being mean, or I'm being rude to her for no reason. Like, why am I doing that? And she actually got my best interest at heart. And then they'll start listening to you. So I do feel like the approach is really important.
True.
So why do you feel like the West Side needs programs that are focused on violence prevention?
I feel like the West Side need programs because that need programs that focus on that. Look how much killing we got going on.
Exactly.
It seems like it's getting worse and worse, and kids can't even go outside and play without you worried about somebody.
Kids can't even walk outside of school after school and walk home or walk to the
Prime
store.
example, your school.
Yeah.
You dealing with trauma, where you dealing with a lot of kids. You having kids, you go to school where you see them one day and the next day you don't, because of gun violence. So I feel like you need more of these type of programs, because you need kids to, even though it's like, I feel like you need these programs everywhere. You need these programs where kids are in school. You need it everywhere, because it's just way too much going on. And I feel like it seems like it's gonna get worse before it get better.
It is.
And so I feel like when it comes to that type of situation, you need these type of programs any and everywhere you could get them. Mm-hmm. Just like they have a corner store every block.
Everywhere, yep.
You should have a center every other block.
Exactly.
You feel me? Because it's way too much going on.
I feel like...
Speak your man.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the city and like the state, like they promote what they want to promote. Or like they give an outlet to who they want to give an outlet to. Like if somebody want to open a liquor store, like you gonna see it, like it's gonna open up. But then it's like centers, it takes so much to open that stuff, because it's like, oh, do you have the students to do that? How many kids do you have? But it's like with a liquor store, they like, okay,
no, it's the same thing.
What happened?
It's the same. When it come to it all takes everything you do gonna take different steps. Mm-hmm. But it all takes steps. Yeah, it ain't just no easy.
I know it's just not like, oh, I'm gonna open a liquor store. Okay, here you go. I know it's like a process.
Yeah, all of it take a process. Now everything is different with the process it takes. We can't help what process stuff take. Mm-hmm. Stuff dealing with children will take more steps than what a liquor store would take, because guess what? You're dealing with kids. You're dealing with this. You're dealing with that.
Yeah,
so it's like everything comes in different routes, and it's just about how many of Reverend Joneses do we got out here that's willing to go that extra mile to put something out here like that. So we can't just talk about the centers. Is people actually trying to make these centers? Are people actually trying to, do stuff to prevent what's going on in the community? We need more of Reverend Joneses out here to be able to bring different, things around for kids that's got a lot going on.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I do. I know. I see what you're saying. Cause it's like if you dealing with somebody kids, it's like, are you finna be feeding them information that's actually gonna help them? Like, what is you finna be teaching these kids? Like, are you finna teach these kids something to where they gonna come back out a different person or like a better person? So I actually see where you come from. Cause it's like, I guess it's not the same. Cause it's like legal too. So I see. I see where you come from. Okay, I think I took the wrong approach on that question. Okay, do you think we need violence prevention programs in schools on the west side?
Yeah, that's basically just what I said. We need them everywhere.
Yeah.
If you could put them in the church, put them in the church. You'll be surprised what kids, what people you really need to touch. And I feel like, prime example, if you put it in a school, what if some kids can't come to an after school program? What if some kids got other stuff they need to do after school? Just like y'all make all these other classes for something to pass, make a class talking about what's going on in your community, a class to pass.
Yeah, that is. Like, they should do that, yeah.
Different stuff going on or what we can do to make a difference. Like, why we can't have that as a class?
Exactly.
So I feel like
on the curriculum?
Yeah, on the curriculum. You feel me? I feel like they make curriculums for everything else.
They do.
Why not? You feel me? We have free classes where you're not really doing nothing. Why not make that into a class where it's meaningful? Or why not put programs like they used to have it that way where like Fathers Who Care used to be inside of schools. Where he was inside of schools with different programs, got all boy programs and stuff like that, where he was actually coming to the schools and being able to talk to the kids in schools or having a mentorship group in schools and stuff. They're taking all that away.
Right.
And so I definitely feel like they should have that type of stuff in every school and give kids the option. Because like you said, what if kids can't see that this program is going on?
Exactly.
Like
how would they get
how would they know about it?
Or it's like, you just put flyers around the school. Like, a lot of kids don't really look at them flyers. Or they just see it and they just like, okay, it's another piece of paper on the wall. So it's like we actually make it a class and make it mandatory. Because, like, you make classes mandatory, like classes that, like, it really don't matter. Like, once you leave school, like, you really not going to take that with you 9 times out of 10.
Unless you're going through a certain
it depends.
profession.
Like, I feel like they should do it like that. Like, you could take classes that you feel like is going to, like, help you in life. Classes that you feel like you need, not give you classes and then you stressed out about all this work that it's giving you because, like, you really not interested in it. It's just weird. Because it's like all these kids, they get work at school from classes and then they get frustrated with it because they don't understand how to do it, or they'll be like, I don't understand how it's going to help me in life. And they'll be like, you'll see. And then it's like, but I know I don't want to do this. I know I don't want to take this route. And they still make you do it. And then they flunk or they don't do the work because, like, they don't know how to do it. Because it's like kids' attention span, they only go pay attention to what they find interesting. That's like when you read a book that you don't find interesting and you forget literally the word that you just read before, then you got to go back and read it again because you're not interested in what they're teaching you. So I feel like they should give classes
that spark more interest.
Yeah, that spark more interest. So it's like you have a whole schedule and you like what you're doing, so you like to come to school. It's not you come to school and you don't like being in school, so then you bring in this negative energy in school because you really don't want to be in this class. You really don't want to be around these people because it's like you just not motivated to do the work because you don't find the purpose in it. Then you ask them what's the purpose. You be like, because this and this and that, and then you still just like it's just weird. So I feel like they should do that, and then have a mandatory class for like violence prevention and like it's just
talking about like you said, violence prevention and talking about everything that we're going through a day-to-day, on a day-to-day term. Like we're walking outside and seeing this type of stuff. We're going home and seeing this type of stuff right outside our window. So I feel like yes, they should have something that pushes towards, just like we have history class that pushes towards what was going on to us back in the day. So I feel like we should have current day what we talking about, even if they put it in history class, I don't know, but even if you talk about what we got going on today and what we can do to prevent what's going on today, because guess what, some of them kids that's out here doing stuff like that is them same kids that's in your class. And how you know that you won't change a child's mind that's in your class that's thinking about doing something negative when they get out of school?
Exactly. And then you tell them, you just break it down. Like, I feel like it should be a whole curriculum on that situation to like help kids see like it's just not that's not the route. And then like you learn is a history class, and like it's important to know your history, but like it's important to know like about the future and like how to improve, because like all we have is what's in front of us
In front
and right
future,
now.
Yep.
But it's like the past, like that already happened. Like it's good. It's like okay, we could know about what happened there to get a better understanding of what's going on right now to like make it better. But it's like they shouldn't be like, oh, you need 4 years of this class. Why? It's like you telling us about the wars and all of that stuff, and it's just like okay, like, and then like kids never found that interesting history because they never found interest learning about wars and the people who took over the land and stuff like that. So it's like they just need, it's like it's good to know that stuff so that they can know how to make the world better and so that we won't repeat the same cycle. But then it's good to actually tell them about steps that they can take moving forward to make it better and not just telling them about like history and stuff like that.
That's understandable.
So what measures do you think we need to take to get these type of programs in schools on the West Side?
Petitions.
Yeah.
If that works. As far as like getting like petitions saying that it's something that other people want.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to most stuff that happen where you putting something inside of a school or you putting something inside of the city in general, it's all about who else think the same thing that you think. So I feel like if you was to get petitions where people sign petitions agreeing to feeling like that would make a difference in kids' life and stuff like that, I feel like it would definitely, it would possibly happen.
Yeah.
If you get other people on the board with it and actually push through with it.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And then students too. Because students, I feel like students don't really understand like the big part that they play in school. They feel like teachers is over everything. And teachers always tell them like, okay, it's like we the adults, like you have to listen to what we say, blah blah blah. But like if students was to say, okay, we want this, like we have to be here for 8 hours every single day of the week for like I don't even know how many months, like a lot of months you got to be in school from like August to June, you got to be in school. And it's like you only get like 3 months off or like two months off or something like that. And you got to come right back. So it's like they should have a say in like the classes that they want. So I feel like if students was to go and tell them, okay, we want this class, we want this class, then I feel like they'd be like.
But it's the approach.
Yeah.
It's all about the approach.
Yeah, I feel like.
Say, for instance, student council did that, and you never know. Like, I feel like depending on the school it is, I feel like it would happen if you had like student council actually put up a proposal.
I think I'm only thinking about my school and not every school, because I feel like my school would listen, but I don't know. I don't really.
That's what I'm saying. It all depends on the schools. It all depends on who's in charge at the schools and stuff like that. Because I feel like all of you, a student council just got to bring up a good proposal, something that a pitch to tell their principal, whatever the case may be, and I feel like that would make a big difference when it comes to that type of stuff. So, yeah.
So how do you feel about young people? How do you feel young people will benefit from these violence prevention programs?
You won't see as many of them dying.
Yep.
You won't see as many of them dying. It ain't really much to say about that. You see it on the news. All these kids dying. All these kids, most of them dropping out of school.
Yep.
You know, so it's like, I feel like they need to do something about trying to keep these kids more active. Because if that child was in a program somewhere, they wouldn't have been sitting on that block. Or if they was somewhere where they had to do something, they was tired, they wouldn't be sitting on the block because they got to go home and go to sleep so they can make sure they up to go to that program again the next day. Yeah. So I feel like we just got to get more for the young people to do out here. And yeah, I feel like it's just way too much. Way too much killing going on right now. So I feel like that would be a really, really big improvement, getting these programs into schools, getting more of these programs out into the streets. But I feel like it's just it's so much more we have to do.
It's a lot.
It's so much more. Not even just programs could stop what's going on. It's so much more that we have to do as a community. Yeah. So.
And like we have to all get on track, like get on the same page, because it's like so much. It's so much built up like anger from like different people and like groups that they in, you know, like the groups that different people are in and they don't like another type of group.
Called
like
gang associations. Yes.
Yeah, like stuff like that. And I feel like that is like the root of well, I'm not gonna say the root, but I feel like that's like the start of like most of the violence. And it's like they just see it as, oh, something happened to my friend, so we want something to happen to their friend. Or we know that they don't like us, or we not cool with that group, so we want to do something to this group. So I feel like I feel like somebody needs to like talk to them, but it's just like I don't know how that will work, cause I feel like they it's a lot with those. Like,
that's understandable. That's understandable. And like you said, that plays a part. And it's like, that's why I say it's way more than just these programs to make a change in what's going on.
Yeah, the people, it's a lot with the people. And, like, not even just schools, like, just all the citizens, like, different communities having, I don't know.
Having a different vibe and having a different look at the way they want the future to look.
Yeah, and it's like, you don't want to spend your whole life looking over your shoulder. Like, that's not exciting. So I feel like they should do what they can, like, try to help so the next person don't feel like that, or let the other person know, okay, we gonna drop this because like it's too much going on. Like I have family that like look up to me. I have little brothers or something like that, and I don't want to be a bad influence to them. So I want to drop what's going on because it's just too much, and it's like too much that's built up to like have a better, but like start like a new beginning with like everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
So how do you feel? Wait, what can we do to get young people to be more involved?
I feel like this is perfect.
That is.
I feel like this is perfect. Making programs like I said, I feel like kids at a certain age, they get to the point where they feel like I just need money. I need money. I got to go get some money. And so creating programs where kids can make money by doing something positive, coming, learning things that they need to learn in this day and age. I feel like that's prime example of what needs to be done for young people to get off the streets, or just to start to help young people.
Yeah, because like they want to make money, so it's like, okay, we can.
Why not put this with this and make that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, so it won't be like okay, we come in here, but for what? Because it's like people don't want to.
Especially once you get a certain age.
Yeah, like once you get to a certain age, it's like, okay, you teaching me something, but then are you finna pay me? Because like once you get older, you start having more responsibilities, or you start wanting more, or you start wanting to buy your own clothes. Some people, parents, like stop doing.
And it's teach you money management. Exactly. You know, especially when you 16 years old and you ain't never had a job, you ain't never had no your own real money, and you start receiving money and being able to put up money for prom, or putting up money for, just having ideas of being able to do stuff with your money that your parents don't have to do for you no more.
Exactly. So, are there any events coming up in the community?
Not that I know of.
Me either.
Not that I know of.
Maybe like next year, start next year, maybe something.
But that'll be talked about on Fathers Who Care if any programs will be coming up.
Next week. So what is something that happened this year that you would like to happen in 2023? Like, what's something good that happened that you would like to continue and that you feel like was good for you in 2022 that you want to bring with you in 2023?
Just keep progressing. I feel like I'm doing very, very good right now. I feel like I'm learning more and more every day, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do in life. I feel like I'm at a good point in my life, so I just want to keep progressing with whatever I got going on. I want to go back to school. It's like I have a lot of stuff on my plate that I want to accomplish, so my main thing is keep progressing, keep doing what I'm supposed to do, so I can keep in the level I'm going at, because I'm proud of myself at this age. So.
Yep. So what happened that you want to leave in the past, that you want to leave in this year, that you don't want to bring with you?
Negativity.
Yep.
Negativity.
Negative people, negative situations.
Yeah, just
like
anything that's not for the good of me.
Yeah.
I want to leave in 2022. I want to leave deaths in 2022. It's just a lot that you don't want to have to deal with. Exactly. So yeah. So
what is your New Year resolution?
It's like every year, everybody always talk about this. Yeah. What's your 3 New Year resolutions? What's your and it's like next year, you just say the same 3. So it's like progress. Yeah. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. I can't say.
Cause it's so broad.
It's so broad. I can't say what I'm gonna do. Yeah. I can't say. I can only speak for the present, and I feel like I just progress. As long as I'm doing better than I did yesterday, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Yep. So that's what my goal is for the new year: progress.
So if someone is watching and is in need of immediate intervention or support, you can call Fathers Who Care at 773-237-5821. If you are just tuning in, our guest tonight on the show is Vernisha Jones, and we are discussing Too Good for Violence programs. We would like to thank our viewers for watching. For additional information about our Youth Council and our Too Good for Violence internship recruitment program, we would like you to call us at 773-287-5821 and ask for Miss Princess. Thank you, and tune in next week, same time, same station. Bye, everybody.